I, like many Tumblr users, have ships in these shows that I watch. Now, unlike a lot of Tumblr users, these ships that I ship, oh so hard, I don't actually really want to see become canon. Why is that? It's for a couple of different reasons. Well, it's not really because of a couple of different reasons, it's just a really long, drawn-out reason. But the basis of that is I don't want my ship to be ruined because I had different ideas from the writers about this relationship. See, when you ship things that aren't canon, you can just go on fanfiction.net or AO3 and find fics for these ships to hold you over and finally see these characters in a relationship. Now, with these fics, since there are so many, at least for popular ships, that you can look up anything you want with how you think their relationship is like, how these two characters act together when they're in an actual romantic relationship. You can look up fics where who you think tops and who you think's bottoms. You can look up fics for who you think cooks and who you think doesn't. Because there are people out there who will agree with you. And if you come across a fic that has things in there that you don't agree with and therefore you don't want to read, you can scroll right past and find something you actually do want to read. Now, the thing with canon is there's only one. There is only one canon. So if something happens with these characters in this relationship that you don't agree with, and you just hate so vigorously, you can't skip over it. You can't just go, oh, I don't want to read that and scroll right past it. You have to either stop watching or watch something that you don't want to see happening. Because there is only one canon. There isn't a bajillion different things being turned into the show where you can just sort through the tags and find what you want. There's only one canon. And what happens in the canon is the writer's interpretations, the actor's interpretations, maybe some wildly popular opinions from the fans, but for the most part, those little details that you don't know matter so much to you until you see it not happening, those things probably won't be in there. Because it's not your idea, or somebody else's idea that you agree with a lot. It is the writer's. There's only one canon. There's only going to be one way that they're going to write this relationship. And that might not be how you want to see these characters act together, or get together, or interact with each other when they're together. There are shows where characters that people have shipped and gotten together and that have turned so terrible because these two characters have gotten together. And it may not be like House and Cuddy. When Huddy finally happened, the show just went to shit. Like, I never shipped Huddy in the first place. If it was written well and it was good in the show, then maybe I would have been persuaded to ship it. But it wasn't. It was terrible, and the show was terrible when they got together, and oh man, but then there are shows that do it so good, like Bones, when Booth and Bones got together. That was perfect. In reality, it's a 50-50 chance, maybe, I'm not good at statistics, but of your ship you actually liking how it's going to happen and you not liking how it's going to happen. Which is why, if a ship like Steric or Deskiel or something became canon, I'd want it to happen at the very end of the show. The last episode sometime. The resolution of the last episode. The resolution of the series. Where finally these characters are just like, screw it! And then bam, something happens and they're together. Whether it's a giant love confession or someone just grabs someone else's head and brings them in for a kiss, or it's just something like that. Where it happens at the very end, where you don't get to see their relationship progress into this romantic one because the show's ending. So there's such a little chance that this ship is going to be ruined for you. Because that turns out really well. I mean, in Fullmetal Alchemist and Ed and Winry in the last episode, oh my god, that was just so perfect. It was so perfect. Now, I know things like that leave fans starving for more, but you know what? There's fan fiction for that. Like, I'm perfectly fine reading fics for these ships. And, you know, waiting for the last episode for it to become canon. Because I'd rather not see it become canon at all than see it be ruined because it became canon.